Yo, what is going on everyone? GuidingLight here back with another Fortnite video, and in this one I'm actually going to be showing you guys how to use one of the coolest features that Epic Games has ever put into Fortnite. So as of right now, this is kind of in beta, so expect to see some bugs. Don't expect it all to work perfectly, but just the fact that it's in the game at all is honestly pretty amazing. So as of right now, you can only use this feature in Battle Royale. We'll see maybe if in the future they're going to add options to maybe add this to Save the World. I honestly think that would be pretty cool if they added this to Save the World as well. But as of right now, you can only do it on Battle Royale. Now, this works on PlayStation and Xbox, and I believe they're working on bringing it to the Switch as well at some point. But as of right now, PlayStation and Xbox does work, and on top of that, you can still even use the cross-platform parties. So if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, haven't read the title of the video yet, I'm actually going to show you guys exactly how to use the split screen feature, which was just added here this morning. So if you guys haven't realized, Epic actually decided to finally put out some patch notes. Within those patch notes, they actually did say that split screen was added. I did make a video about this a few hours ago, like a few hours before the update actually came out, but it was pretty early in the morning. I know a lot of you guys probably didn't even see it. And so in this video, I want to just show you guys the full demonstration, exactly how it works and how it is to get it set up. So on this video, I'll show you guys how to get it set up on the PlayStation. I would imagine that the Xbox method is just about the same, and it shouldn't be too much off this method here. So in order to get started on playing split screen, you do want to start up Fortnite with only one account signed in. Don't sign into all your accounts first, because I've already noticed that there's actually a small bug here where if you sign into your account first, it sometimes won't actually let you into the game. So just sign into your main account, whatever account that you normally sign in on. Just log on to Fortnite with that account. Now, after that, if you have a friend that maybe came over to your house or just another account that you want to sign into so you can just test this out for yourself, from the main menu, what you need to do is turn on your second controller after you've actually started up the game. So you see here, I'm already logged in on my main, and after doing that is when I actually decide to add in the second controller. Now you can do this by holding X on the second controller. There's actually a new setting which has just been added where if you hold X, it will allow you to add a split screen player. So if you're on the PlayStation, it's going to come up with all the users you have on your PlayStation, and if you're on the Xbox, it should do the same, come up with all the users that you have access to. So all you need to do now is just add your friend or whatever other account that you want to add, and you'll see here that it will log you in on a second screen, and I'll show you guys exactly how everything works and demonstrate everything here in detail. So even though your second account is now logged in, you have quite limited functionality. Only the first person who signs in, or like basically player one, is going to have access to all of their things. If you want to actually pull up the second player's menu, pull up their locker, pull up the item shop, you can do that, but what you need to do is actually pass off like the host to the second player. So in order to pass off host to the second player, you will again need to hold X, and it will come up here with this screen here, and it'll show you the player 2's inventory. So you can do everything as normal. You can change your skin. You can even buy skins from the item shop, even though you're signed in on a second player account. You can use your account just as if you were signed in. It's a really awesome feature. The only thing that you cannot do that I've noticed is have both players emoting at the same time. If you try to emote on one account, swap over, only the first account has access to emotes. So pretty much that's the only thing that you're limited to, which is pretty amazing considering how much stuff is in the game that they would only limit you that little bit. So at any point in time, if you guys want to run with your friends on PlayStation or Xbox as of right now, until they add more platforms in here, you can do that. You can both complete challenges, level up your battle pass. You can probably even send gifts to each other while being logged in on the same console. So this is pretty awesome. And now if you're someone that runs on two accounts a lot, you're not going to actually have to switch users all the time just to gift yourself or to do anything that you need to do on your second account, because you can actually just add it right on in to the same console. So it's actually a lot you can do with this. We'll get more into detail with that in another video if you guys want, but as of right now, I just wanted to show you how it works. So we're going to start up a game now, and I'll show you exactly what it looks like once you get in game, because it isn't like the normal split screen that you might be used to, and it actually is a little bit limited, and I'll talk more about that once we actually get in there. But what I have noticed is that my connection hasn't suffered at all, so if you have decent internet, I don't think you're going to lag or anything by running two accounts at the same time, but you will notice some small details that are different, and I'll talk about that here in a second. So once we get into the game, you will notice that your screens are a little bit limited. Now, if you've played split screen on other games before, you're probably used to this. If you play split screen Zombies, split screen Black Ops, this is exactly how it looks. Now, the only downside to this is that I did go into my settings, like right away I noticed that it looked like it was lagging. And as I went into my settings, I turned on the FPS, and it's not that I was lagging, it's just that whenever you're in split screen mode, it actually limits you to 30 frames per second on both screens. So that's something to consider when playing split screen, because it actually can affect your gameplay quite a bit. Even going up against somebody that's just playing on a solo PS4 that has 60 FPS, is going to be a big problem. And if you end up going against PC players, you actually could end up going up against somebody that's running at 240 frames a second, and you're literally sitting there running at 30. Like, the advantage that they're going to have is quite incredible, and it's almost impossible to beat. So you might want to keep that in mind. Even though I'm running a PlayStation 4 Pro, it does not allow me to run at 60 frames on both screens at the same time. So that might be something you want to consider. And I'm not really sure how it is on Xbox, but I could test it out if you guys want, because I do have an Xbox next to me. But it would be quite a bit of work to set that up right now just for the sake of that quick test. But I do believe everyone's going to have to be running at 30 frames. Now, other than that, though, guys, that's pretty much the only limitation you guys are going to have. If you really wanted to, you could even set up 2 different headsets. You don't have to worry about like sharing sound, because if you plug in your headset to your controller, you can actually like send all the audio just for your account straight to you, and you won't have to worry about like bleeding the audio for both accounts. So if someone sneaks up behind one of the players, it won't like trip both of you guys up so long as you guys are wearing headphones. But that's pretty much the only other disadvantage that you guys have. If you go down, you actually can still pick up the revive token and revive yourself. And on top of that, something that's pretty big that you might want to know is that you actually cannot drop individually. Whenever you're playing on split screen, you might have noticed whenever I first dropped, or you can actually rewind the video a little bit if you want to see it again, but whenever you drop in when you're playing split screen, it's almost like Apex Legends. If you guys have played that before, there's actually like a drop leader, and in order for the second player to actually control anything, you would have to first pass off the drop leader. And even if you pass off drop leader, there's no splitting apart. The only way that you can ever split apart is once your gliders have been pulled. So only one player can control the landing. Once the gliders have been pulled, both players will have control of their accounts, and it's completely like normal. So other than that, though, guys, that's pretty much it. Like I said, there wasn't really much I had to worry about in terms of like my network dropping or anything like that. But here's some quick gameplay. I ended up playing on both of the accounts at the same time. I guess you could end up doing that. I'm not gonna lie, it ended up being kind of fun, and there's a lot of cool stuff that you can do here now that split screen is available to you. So it's pretty awesome that they did add this in, and I'm sure a lot of people will be having a great time with friends and maybe even family during the holidays now that this has been added. I think it's the perfect time for them to release this, because now any bugs or anything that needs to be fixed, they can work out before Christmas, and I would imagine that's when most of the people would be using this feature. So great job, honestly. Who knows? You could probably even enter into tournaments. I'm not really sure if that works. I haven't been able to test that out. But other than that, though, guys, that's pretty much everything. I've tested everything else out that I can think of. If you guys have anything else that you want me to test out with the split screen function, definitely just be sure to leave a comment down below. If you need me to test out anything on Xbox, definitely let me know, because I do have an Xbox as well. But other than that, though, guys, that's pretty much it for me in this video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy it. Quick full demonstration on how to use all of the split screen functionality here, which was just added this morning. So if anything changes with split screen, if they add more options, they add more platforms and stuff, or they add even the ability to do 4 accounts or in squads, I'll definitely let you know, because like I said, this is kind of in beta right now. But hope you guys did enjoy the video, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.